Sam said to us about coming over for like a chat before we obviously arranged like this, and I remember saying to him, I remember saying to you on the way over, I was like, I wonder will like they give us one of them acacia bowls, and then I was like, I should maybe not say acacia bowl in case it's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we wrote out a sign in the front of our till, and it says Acai.
How's it going, people? Welcome. Oh my god. I'll go. How's it going, people? Welcome back to the Here's the Craic podcast. We have another special podcast. I always call it a special podcast. It's another special podcast. We have.
Oh, this is a special one.
Yeah, we have two guests on. We have Amy and Leila from the Juice Jar. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi. I am Leila. And I'm Amy.
Yeah, so I think we were just talking about this before we hit record. I think the first thing to talk about is how this all came about. So I'll let you explain that because you were the one who got us into this
You on
situation.
about the TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like I regret this now. No, basically, like, it was that whole famous food places thing. And then I was basically like everyone was saying about all these famous food places, and it was places that had only opened. So I was like, how's it famous?
Oh, well, meanwhile.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, meanwhile, we saw this TikTok. It got sent into our work group chat. And it was like, I've never even heard of this place. How they're not famous. And we were in here sweating it out 10 hours a day. I was making 200 acai bowls a minute. The queues were
Acacia
around the
bowls.
corner. And then we say, it's not even, I've never heard of it. And I mean, it was like a dagger to my heart. I was like, are you for real? They've only just opened. We had already celebrated our first birthday, I'll have you know.
I'm so sorry.
All day long, blood, sweat and tears.
I just seen this comment come through on TikTok, and it was the most passive aggressive comment I've ever seen in my life, because it was just like, oh, we're famous now. And I remember looking at you and being
I
like,
thought these were like
"Lad, what do
proper
we do here?
joking.
Like, we're in. This is either they're taking it really well or they're salty."
No, we loved it.
And
I was like, I thought you stuck it well. So
we
I was
needed
like,
to prime ourselves for a reply.
No,
Yeah.
you so did. You're so.
I thought it was a Stephen
Imagine
Owen
it was
situation
you.
all over again.
He was like, we're cancelled.
We're dead.
You're so lucky that I wasn't on the social media at that point.
Oh,
because
you really are lucky.
you would have been so cancelled if it was me on
You ought to have
there.
been stitching it and all, like, who do these boys think they are?
Oh, you've got it easy. He's really did.
I'm in just Jar to 5. Come and fight me.
Yeah.
But that's how it like started, and then we sort of like were planned is and all, and then we just thought we may as well. It's a good story, like, you know, just there's nowhere really like this. Or like we were talking to Sam, the owner, before we met you, and he like that's what we were sort of saying to him, like there is nowhere like a juice bar in Belfast when you actually think of it. Never mind, like even Northern Ireland.
Yeah, totally.
Like I don't know many places even back home like this. You know, you can get smoothies and all, like.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what the sort of first question we want to ask. So, like, what makes Juice Jar, like, what sets it apart? Like, 'cause in this whole city, like, there you've got Tim Hortons right across the road. You walk in and get, like, there's 50 different, well over 50 different places you could try. What makes Juice Jar so different?
I would definitely say the first thing is it's just pure fresh ingredients, and that's one thing that like a lot of these places don't use. And like from the get-go, we've always been freshly squeezing our apples down, and like fresh fruit was always like used. And like I think when we first opened, it was like people were like maybe waiting like 5 minutes. It takes that time, you know, to get the juice, and people are like, oh, it's not as fast as all these other chains. And like it did take a while for like us to build up to people actually realizing they come down the bar and they actually see us chopping up the pineapple, and they're like, wow, we're actually getting proper fresh stuff.
yeah.
And that was one of the things that I think sets us apart from a lot of other places. Like we just
But I totally love like what it has grown into, because we've just like become a total thing of our own, as there were our customers that come in are every single age, from every type of background. Like it's not like we're some like LA acai bowl shop and you just get all like the Malone Road mummies coming in.
The Malone Road mummies,
we
what?
have everyone, like it's totally just normalizing like
That's class.
healthy fresh food with like no additives, and like people just love it.
Yeah.
Like young people, like it's like a trendy thing. Believe it or not, it is a trendy thing.
I know
to
now.
get an
It is.
acai bowl.
Yeah.
And
and a
it's great.
photo and to post it on your Instagram.
Yeah.
That is it, because like I was talking to a girl yesterday, and she was sort of saying, what you at tomorrow? And I said, oh, I'm going up to record a podcast with Juice Jar. She was like, I was in there today, did you not see my Instagram? And I was like, no, I didn't see your Instagram. But like I think that's the thing, everybody comes and it's like before they even take a sip, it's like, I have to
You
post
need to
this.
get the
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
But the thing, that's what I'm saying, is it's so great because that's not even the whole of it. Like we have those, like the Instagram girls, but we also have like our pensioners coming in. We
Yeah.
have all the wee kids getting their mummies to bring them
Yeah.
in. Like it's school kids. It is for everyone, and like everyone enjoys it.
Do you, like when you are actually making it, like, or when you were making the menu or whatever, like was that in your head? So like, well, how would this look like in a photo or anything? Does that come into your head?
Oh yeah,
or
the acai bowls.
The
That's what it's
acai
all
bowl was
about,
the
like.
massive thing. Like I think with juices, like they're just, because we're using such natural ingredients, they all turn out looking nice. Like
Yeah.
when it came to like the acai bowls, especially, like
Oh yeah,
that was Leila's thing.
Yeah.
Like she got it right.
Because I actually a few years ago I was living in Australia and I worked in an acai bowl shop in Australia,
Right.
and I learned from all the girls there like how to like present the bowl, and they were on your back 24/7. Like it had to look perfect or it would not get sent out.
Yeah.
So whenever I came home, I was looking for. I nearly went back because I just wanted the job that I had before.
Yep.
And I was on looking, and the juice jar was opening up, but it hadn't even been built yet.
Yeah.
So I got on to Sam. I emailed him. I was like, "Listen, I just came back from Australia. Like, this is exactly what I want." And I came in here, and it was just a building site, and it was just the best thing ever because it's just turned into completely what I was doing,
Yeah.
and even bigger and better than
Yeah.
before.
Like-
But over there, I just kind of learned like all the basics of acai
Oh,
bowls
yeah.
and the importance of the presentation,
That's mad.
and took it over here, and it's just grown into something even more than what it was at the start.
Exactly. Yeah.
Break it down for the likes of me who doesn't really know what an acai bowl
A
is.
culture.
What goes into it that makes it like that, an acai bowl, rather than say a yogurt?
Yeah, so people come in here and they'll ask for like a green acai bowl, a red acai bowl. There's
Oh,
one
God.
acai bowl.
Just one.
It comes from like an acai berry, so they're
Right.
like
Right.
frozen puree packets of just like this Brazilian berry. It's called the acai berry, and we'll
Right.
mix that with frozen banana, frozen strawberry, apple juice, everything freshly done, and mix it all together. And it's the acai berry that makes it an acai bowl.
Right.
Because it is quite funny when they're like, "Can I have a green acai bowl?" And I'm like, I
There's
can't
no green.
possibly. Like acai is especially, it's a dark purple thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's in the
We're like,
acai
you
bowl.
want spinach
But-
in your acai bowl?
Exactly. But it's so good being able to, even people coming in and they have no idea, and then like being able just to explain to them, they're like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
interesting."
They come in and we're like, we know what you want. It's the acai bowl. As soon as they look, we're like, you mean the acai berry bowl? That's what you want? They're like,
That's what you
yeah.
said
sounds
earlier
good."
too. You've got some weird names. People have called it a lot of weird things.
Yeah, what have we got?
IKEA.
Aqua,
Um,
I was saying I called it acacia. I think that's a wood.
acacia.
I thought it was
definitely
Acai
said like
bowl.
I definitely remember
Acai.
saying to you.
Yeah,
Ah.
acacia's pretty indie though,
Yeah,
you know.
because Sam
It's
said to us about coming over for like a chat before we obviously arranged like this, and I remember saying to him, I remember saying to you on the way over, I was like, I wonder will like they give us one of them acacia bowls, and then I was like, I should maybe not say acacia bowl in case it's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we wrote out a sign in the front of our till, and it says
Acai.
like how to say it, and we
Yeah.
have still got like acid bowls, IKEA bowls.
I think the funniest as
Aqua.
well was like, Acai was the main one we were getting, and
Yeah.
then we were behind the till, and it was like
A
people
joke.
would be shouting down, "We Acai bowl there!" to make, and then it would be like people were picking up on this, and then they were
Oh,
continuing
yeah.
to say it. We were like,
Yeah.
"We need to stop that."
I
We
was
were
the
like-
most opposed to this joke out of anyone, because I was like, it's acai, and our staff were going, a wee Acai bowl, and then the customers are probably leaving going, oh no, I heard them calling it Acai bowl in the
Yeah.
jar. And I'm like, no, stop.
So like, would you have had like you would have had a big part to play in the menu then if you'd all that experience from Australia?
Yeah, totally. Like acai is something that's really hard. This is probably totally boring, but it's very interesting for us. It's really hard to master like the acai bowl and like how it's done, because a lot of you'll get like a few places maybe around Ireland and stuff, and they'll have acai bowls, but it's just like a smoothie. Like it's not like thick. Ours is thick like ice cream. So there's like a real recipe that you need to perfect, and people really don't know how to do that. And I'm just really lucky that I went over into one of the busiest smoothie bars over there and just got their recipe and sort of tweaked it and made it our own.
Yeah.
So that was good.
It seemed like perfect timing. Like, you came back for this. Like.
Oh, I know. It just all
Really?
fell into place. It was great.
And then Are you gonna say something?
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't even think we've mentioned yet, Dafa, about like you two are like the managers, so like you both manage a store, and you are really like, what age is?
21.
These are both 20.
Yeah.
Like, that's mad.
That
Like, you've been
did-
to Australia and all, and
That
you're like
did
21.
shock me.
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard not to like let it show. But whenever we were meeting with your man, and then he said, "Oh, I'll go in and get Amy," I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And honestly, I was expecting like someone who's like 30 to walk out, and then you walked out, and I was just like,
5'1" me came out.
and then you just talked away, and I was just like, she knows her stuff, lah. But
Yeah.
I think that was the weirdest, because like we're all around the same age, and like I don't think I've really ever been in like a position where it's like managerial, if you know what I mean.
I think it's
Yeah.
like we're all from like outside of Belfast, so like growing up at Belfast was like a big city. So like imagine yourself like managing like a busy store in like the centre of Belfast. It seems so like daunting, if you know what I mean. Like.
Well, we've both been here from day one.
Yeah.
Out of all the staff, it's just been us two from day one.
Yeah.
So like we just know the ropes like nobody else. So
I think we both came in really lucky. Like when it was the summer before I was moving up to Belfast, because I'm originally from Warren Point, and Sam was down having coffee in the shop I was working in.
Yeah.
He's a big group of people, and I just got chatting to him like as you would, talking to customers and stuff, and he was saying how he was opening a big place in Belfast and all this, but it was like, showed me photos and it was literally like it was a building site.
Yeah.
And like I was looking back at our messages on Instagram direct, and it was like he's at me going, he's still looking at a job, and like I was so interested, and I was like, but I'm literally a student, like, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
But it so worked for me as well, because it was a really flexible job, and like I loved working here.
Yeah.
Like my mum was like, come home. I was like, I just want to help in Belfast, I love working. So I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to come across in a bad way here, but was it not a bit iffy to you, some guy coming in and showing you a building site and being like, do you want a job?
To be honest, yeah, that sounds weird.
he had his wife with him.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm not gonna
not
stay
like
here.
that. Yeah,
So, like,
and I'm
here's-
pretty sure there was a granny there and all.
Nice.
It wasn't really like that.
It's a
But
granny that
for
sold
me
it,
as well, like I worked for like a good few years, and like coming up to Belfast, I knew I needed a job as being a student as well.
Yeah.
And so when he said it, like it didn't even cross my mind to say, oh, what's he opening? Like I was like, yeah, straight. And it just worked out really well.
Yeah, I actually went to whenever I came back from Australia, I came back to go to uni, and I went to uni for not even a full semester while I was working. So that's the only time that I haven't been like near 7 days a week in Juice Jar.
Yeah.
I was doing 4 days, and I was going to Coleraine up and down on the train 3 days a week as well.
Seriously.
And I actually left after half of the first semester because I just loved working here so much, and I was like, this is just the path that
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I would finish uni just to do exactly what I'm doing here, 'cause this is
Yeah.
all I want. So I just left and haven't looked back
But
since.
that's
I'm
what
just loving
we
it.
talk about it all the time. Like, it's just, I feel like with uni, like we've all just recently graduated, but like you're taught like you have to go to uni, you know, like but you don't.
No,
like
'cause
some-
it's- yeah.
Like I was talking to one of my mates, and he works in a bookies, like, and he just loves it, and he's helping
Yeah.
the Craic with the lads, you know, Sean, like, and he's like, it's just class Craic, I love going in,
Yeah,
and he's
exactly.
like, well, why you can work there if you want to work there, like, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just this whole stigma about university. It's mad. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus, as well as that, if you do like like you could end up being here and managing this and like it growing even further than what it already is, and like you could be the forefront of that. But if there is a period where you do decide you're still 21, like you could just turn around and say, I want to go back to uni.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So like it's not really that big of a deal.
Who's doing uni?
If you want to
Cashable.
call it uni, I went
Mine's
for
alright.
2 minutes. I did do psychology, but I wanted to go on to do health, did link it in with health and food, to then go into a job exactly like what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was all like the path was just clear for me. I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. This is not for me. Here's my job sitting ready for me,
Yeah.
and it'll grow into what it's going to grow
Yeah.
into. So why waste your time traveling,
Egg-
going to Coleraine of all places?
No,
Sorry.
exactly. Well, I'm in finance at the moment, like going into the third year, and I'm just trying to get done, and that's it.
Yeah.
It'll be over. But I think it was quite good that lockdown sort of happened, because it was all online, and like it was quite funny. I had my lectures playing in here while I was working, and like every so often I have to run back and be like, I just need to reply into the group chat to say I'm there.
When Amy graduates, I'm going to say that I'm also graduating with a finance degree because I heard all the lectures.
Oh, everyone had to hear my classes, but no, it kept me happy though. So I mean, 1 year left of it and just get done.
Yeah, get done. Like.
Really good luck, something like that, or
No.
No,
No.
she's gonna build the Juice Jar empire with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think, like, from what you were saying there earlier about studying health and stuff, like I think you'd talked about it with us while we were outside, this whole sort of focus on like health. Do you think that that's coming into Belfast? Like, do you think it's like a big focus for Northern Ireland, like on young people, or do you think it's still something that, because you are all obviously with being vegan yourselves, which is maybe something we'll get into later, but like you sort of said, like the whole focus on health and well-being.
Well, I would say we're still a long way behind, like most of the world when it comes to that. But I'd like to think, obviously, we are getting somewhere when we've got places like here becoming like a really popular place to go and get a fruit smoothie bowl. It's like you're definitely getting somewhere when that's where all the young ones want to go and get a smoothie bowl, and not like a waffle cone or like, I don't know, like a Tim Hortons or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And we just like playing a part in that.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Yeah.
I agree.
And what, like, with them acai bowls, I was going to call them acacia bowls again. What about the acai bowls, or like, what is the sort of, is it like what you would classify as a superfood?
Yeah. It's like full of antioxidants
As
and
someone
everything else.
said, no, it's full of antioxidants, but yeah, it is. It's
Right.
good.
And what
It's
does that mean?
an antioxidant.
Yeah.
It means you just take a look at us. Come on, take a look at the
We're
Juice Jar
glowing.
stuff. We're all
I know,
glowing.
we're eating it all
We're all
day.
eating acai. But it's pretty simple.
Sorry to cut you off. I'm really bad at that. When we were talking to you, Amy, and you were like, the first time you came, me and Ross met you, and we were talking about like hangover cures, like, and you were saying like, what was that hangover cure you had?
Well, the first thing is, I see a Sunday morning, you just get two people come in and you just look straight, first look at them and you're like, are you hungover? And they're like, yeah. And then I'm like, I'll offer them a ginger shot or something, and they're like, I can't take another shot. But honestly, I think that from working here, I've learned that there's so many natural hangover cures. I don't really want to be putting out like fake information, but I've learned it from myself that I'll come in here and I'll be so tired and whatever. We ginger shot, and like I said to you as well, activated charcoal. Like, there's lots of different things that like we're using, but it's like better than stuffing something really greasy and all into it. Like, it took me so long, because I like the first thing I want when I'm hungover is like something like a curry chip.
Yeah.
Or like
That's so natural.
That's what
but
I
see,
was
when
doing.
you like you just power through, and like the natural things that we were giving people, and like people are sitting down, they're like, that was so good. Like even a mango smoothie, like they're like, that literally cured me. And it's just better, it's so much better to see that in their face than them walking away with
So like a
something
ginger shot or
dirty.
something.
Oh,
would-
ginger shot is the cure to everything.
okay.
Literally.
I'm not recommending
Sore
anything.
tummy.
You just come in.
Yeah.
Arms falling off, but you have a ginger
Ginger
shot.
shot, like all of our staff do it as well. As soon as you're feeling anything, you just get a ginger shot into you and you're flan.
Yeah.
It's just like pure ginger and the tiniest bit of alcohol. It is.
Is it
so,
not really burny?
Yeah, total burn. Like.
It's burning.
You get them-
Yeah,
I've
No, it
it's,
is.
it's a nice burn though. It's
But
like
we
not
also do a fennel shot, which wouldn't be as popular, and that is like pure sambuca. Literally.
Oh, wow.
We'll
Yeah,
let you
it's a
smell
bit of a
some
weird
fennel
one. It's a
after,
bit
and
of
you'll
a
know.
weird
one.
It'll take you right back.
Oh my god, class.
No, but that's what I was gonna ask. Is like, do you think more people, like a lot of people, like, when they're hungover, be like, oh, I need a big feed, like, but like, should be more
Yeah.
people be just eating healthier, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we get lots of notes on our deliveries as well. It's like, please help my hangover and all, or you'll see it.
But it actually is. There's like the same customers be coming in on their wee mornings after their nights out, and it's like they're just coming in because they're like, I need my cure.
That's their cure, yeah.
One of the questions I have on here, which I think is, you can only see a certain part of it from this for anybody watching. So like, if someone was listening to this who hasn't been in the Juice Jar before, what's the one thing, like, if they were to walk in here, you could describe the general atmosphere or the general like place as? Because this place is very similar to Botanic. I thought like these are like the same vibe.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just think like I love our atmosphere in work. Like I've never worked anywhere like it. It's just like a big youth club with customers.
Yeah.
Like we just all have the most fun time, and I think
Yeah.
that customers love coming in because of how
Yeah.
laid back, and all the staff just has so much fun. Like it's like all our world and everyone else is just living in it. But I think people
literally.
like that. Like we're always just shouting and having the banter behind the
No,
till.
and then like
Yeah.
I even have a habit of like a customer comes in and I just want to talk to them all day, and I'm like, wait, the next customer needs to order. Like it's so like the big thing I like is there's just a good like you want to communicate with people. You don't want to do the whole like right next.
Yeah.
There's none
Yeah.
of that. Like we want to know how your day is, what you're up to,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
it's just
It's
friendly.
like the opposite of like the robotic customer service that you get in fast food chain restaurants and stuff. Like we take the opposite approach, where it's like it's just totally personal, and like we're not like all sitting behind the till stuff. Like we all just have a good time, and like it's just good.
And the other thing we always get told is we always have good tunes on.
Oh yeah.
Good music. Depends who's playing.
I like to say it's me, but no, everyone has great. Like we have plenty of musicians working with us as well. Like all of our
Definitely.
staff are like all musicians, so everyone's got great taste.
I
in
know
music.
sometimes I feel so out of place, and I'm like, I've got a wee voice like a cat.
Yeah, but we've got the talking
We've got
voices.
the
But
looks.
as you can see, we're here. Yeah.
So I think we talked about like the social media end of things, but like you're looking after social media now.
Yeah.
So like, do you think like what was the? I think we discussed this as well. Whenever we first sort of met you, was the sort of time whenever Juice Jar kind of went like wild in terms of it was everybody was on TikTok posting about it. Like, what happened like there? Was that like a year into you up and running, or like what? Like explain all that.
It was it midsummer? Was it?
Yeah. Would it have been?
It was like almost when we were busy. Like we were already quite busy, and then next thing.
Did you notice it though? Like, did you just
know?
notice like when? Like, did it get really busy and you
Oh
were
my
like,
God.
what's
Oh,
happened
yeah.
here? Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like, one girl in particular came in, and like, I think we sort of noticed she was video and stuff, and we were like, what's going on? And then next thing it got posted, and it was like, I think it came up on my page when I was sitting scrolling through it, and the views on it was
Mental.
like
Yeah.
thousands,
And
thousands.
we saw it so much, like the change
And like
the
people,
rapid change.
like even people were like, they were coming and like they were just
Making-
showing photos of what
Yeah.
they wanted, and like they weren't even
Yeah.
asking what it was.
one
It was weird.
one person made a TikTok and then got loads of views. So then you know how it goes, where lots of other people started making TikToks of the
Yeah.
same thing and hoping that they would get the views. So we were every day. It was so funny. We were just having everyone with the phones like this, and like we were working.
Oh,
and
you
we were
had
just seeing the
really
phone.
casual. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm being
I was
videoed.
like, no, lift your phone
Yeah.
up, get the good angle.
You'd almost just come in like this here, like, just you
Yeah.
know what they're at. Like.
Don't be shy. I love being on camera. Ask me a few questions.
It's
fine.
it's mad because it just seemed like it was the same TikTok, but everyone it was just different people posting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like?
It
It's
so
mad.
was. But yeah, we were
I
queued
definitely
the whole
think,
way around the corner. It was
yeah, and then
crazy.
that definitely like that built like a massive amount of customer base. Like so many people then realized like they didn't just come once and go, wow, that was really good. Like I'll not come back again. Like they just kept
We got
coming
new
back
regulars,
and coming
yeah.
back and trying different things on the menu constantly. I'm just, oh god, I don't want to go back 3 days.
I think that's one thing we've all started to learn these days, the power of like social media influencers and stuff like that there. But,
Yeah.
what sort of neat people, like who have you had in here that's really names that stand out?
Leila O'Neill would be the top one for me.
Apart from these two.
Okay, we've had
No,
some
we're
great
talking
people, like
stoners.
especially in like Belfast. Like one of our like really regular customers was Chris Suter, who used did a podcast. So he's
Yeah,
such good
he
crack.
is.
Oh, he's
Brilliant.
coming back.
He was
He's
on. He'd
mad,
be
like.
in quite a lot
He's
as
definitely
well.
on the ginger shots like,
Oh, we love that. No, he's cyborg.
He's the wee coffee shop going on the.
on
No,
wheels.
we
like.
I
ain't got no
understand his own-
competitors.
No.
You can't compete with Juice Jar.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of other people we've had. Like we definitely like. There's been a few people who've come in, and I'm like, wow, I recognize like I have TikTok and
Yeah.
wow, but like
I'm waiting for Chris Pine to stroll in because I heard that he's in Belfast.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, everyone's in
Chris
Belfast
Pine.
right now.
Yeah, there's a movie happening in Belfast.
they're,
The girl from Fast and Furious is in Belfast.
oh really?
Who's
Oh, yeah,
that?
Michelle Rodriguez.
Le-
no?
yeah, Letty, yeah.
What film is it?
Everyone's here at the minute, so
Family.
this is your formal invitation to Juice Jar, guys.
You'd think if like all the like Hollywood actors were to go anywhere, they'd come here like somewhere healthy. Like, you know what I
No.
mean?
Who was the guy that was in Belfast and he took a picture at Muslim Temple and all the girls went mad?
Oh, I don't know who he
People were
is.
calling him like
He's from
Mick
yeah,
Dreamy
yeah.
or something. Mick
Oh,
Dreamy.
aye.
Yeah, he posted this picture and he's beside Muslim Temple and all the girls were like, going to Muslim Temple. They were putting up these TikToks. It was like,
It's
heading to
so-
Muslim Temple to meet Mick Dreamy.
Yeah,
And you're
I
like,
don't know
wow.
who he is.
See that though, it's like it's crazy. It's just like one person just follows another person. And it's like they probably didn't even know who they're going after, but they're like, oh, I'm just gonna do it.
I feel like
Yeah.
if Game of Thrones was still filming here, it would definitely be like like all the Game of Thrones people would be in.
Yeah,
I definitely think that would be a vibe.
Well, I mean, you can all get student discount. Anyone who's got their brings in your script, you can get 10% off your acai bowl.
Are we selling this here? All the discount codes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can all come in and get in a acai bowl and see what the crack is.
Nice.
I
Now
would
I'm
like to
just
say.
oh sorry, I'm just thinking of people who've come in that actually had like an impact. We had Olivia and Leila in one day, and in our Botanic store, and we had all these people just swarm in all of a sudden. She had like her mask
really?
on
Oh
and
my
all.
God.
She was all
Seriously?
hidden, and like all these people swarming in. I'm like, oh my god, all these customers. But, like they weren't even ordering; they were just standing around her and like
Seriously?
behind her, and it was, God love
That's
her. Like
class.
I felt so bad.
I didn't
Well, they
even
were like
think.
stalking on her.
Literally, and next thing, like
That's
she
mad.
No.
left and she was heading towards I think Botanic Gardens or something. And they were all coming in and they were like looking about the place and all. Like
I didn't think.
for?
I know she's famous, like on YouTube and all, but I didn't think like people.
You've
were
seen her in
going-
Tesco.
Me and him
one
were
day.
in Tesco one day, and we walked past her, and she
Yeah.
was just like, "Hey, got Olivia Neal," and I was like, "Yeah, it is," and that was
But
it. Like,
it's weird to think because she is just she's not just but she's a girl from Belfast. Like
yeah.
like we would have probably passed her loads if we were just walking
She
normally.
used
And
to
then
come
now
into
it's
this
like
shop all the time, but I didn't never know. But
Yeah.
I would watch her videos now. Like I like her stuff now, but I didn't never have a clue. And
she
Amy or
really had
something
an
was in.
impact for a while. Like the few days after she was in, we had like tons of people coming in then, and it's like she's not here anymore, guys.
But people just come and sit and like
Where
wait
is
for
she?
her.
Honestly,
I can't believe it. I didn't think like people would get on like that. I think because it's just from here as well. People would just be like, yeah,
no,
like,
no, like people are not like people always say like anything she does in Belfast, everyone follows.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
fair
prob-
play to her. I think it's
yeah,
fair.
she's done really well. Like she was on that Fella's podcast and all. She's been on like proper big YouTuber podcasts.
That's gonna be us soon, you know.
Yeah.
After everyone sees this.
Yeah.
See this podcast and they want us.
Going places.
We did message her, but she hasn't messaged back.
Well, she messaged us.
I think we did message her like, "Hey, come on our podcast." She probably looked at it. I was like, "Absolutely not." But she might see this and
She'll
be like,
see the
"Hey,
Juice Jar now and be
yeah,
like,
can we give her like an
But we're
incentive?"
here. If she comes
Exactly.
in next time, I'll be like, here, there's these guys. And I'll talk to you.
Yeah, and give
I'm
her a
sure
free
I'll-
acai bowl.
Well,
definitely.
next
I'll-
time
I'll pay you.
she comes in and she's got her hood up and her mask and she just wants to order a bowl and piece, we'll give you as a message and you can stand up with the swarming girls.
Zoom down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even dodgy at all. I'm telling you.
You would love to know what they're up to, like whether they actually like ask them anything or like do they just sit there and stare?
yeah. But that's what I always think about like celebrities. Like if you were ever to meet one, surely you'd be a bit like, ugh, because they get so annoyed about things.
I used to always, whenever I was living on the Gold Coast, in the acai bowl shop, a lot of like people who I would have like followed online used to come in,
Yeah.
and like it was so weird because I knew their names, but I still had to ask for their names to write it on the docket.
Yeah.
And this one time I was like, I already know your name. I love your videos.
Yeah.
I was like, not. But I found that I was making people uncomfortable because they were shy. Like they were like outgoing like YouTubers who I watched, and I met them, and you know I like to talk, so I was like blah blah blah, blah. And they were like a wee bit shy and like took
Yeah.
it back, and I was like, well, that's crazy.
You find like a lot of YouTubers do say that though. They're like,
They're
hear
more
people
reserved.
coming up to them and all, like
Yeah.
because they're so like awkward socially. If you
Like
know
I
what
was watching a video the other day, and it was this guy, and he's like a big famous YouTuber, and he was like looking for a place to live in London, and he said he found this like perfect place.
just
But-
Cal Fraser.
yeah,
yeah.
and then he
same
said
as-
that he literally opened the door to leave, and he said to the girl like, "I'm going to give you a deposit for this place." He opened the door and left, and the door in front opened up, and there's this like three lads behind the door. It was like, "Oh, is that you, Cal Fraser? Love your videos." And he's like, "I can't live here." Like I genuinely
Yeah.
imagine like living like that, where you're
Yeah.
just like, I can't live here because people are.
Will like
Gonna
relate
attack
where
me.
you live and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like people who say about people coming around to their house and all.
Mm-hmm.
That
Aye.
would creep me out.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
definitely.
seen like the side men doing that, and it's like their parents would literally drive them like halfway up the country, and be like the parents are there at the front door with the child, and you're just like, what are you doing? Like this is so crazy.
No.
Do you think you will start a podcast? You were saying about this.
Oh,
I
we're
would
talking
lo-
like
I
I
would
don't really
love to
mind this
start a
setup.
podcast.
Like I could see this sitting in our flat, you know, us in the evenings after work, just having our normal conversations.
Yeah.
You should do that. You should start like a Juice Jar after hours or something, where it's like you're ranting about customers.
Oh, all our scandal.
Yeah.
You're. I mean, you're just giving me ideas.
We could
here.
get
This is great.
we could get
Really
a
like
producing
we
job
could
here.
get a
like.
producing job. Like. We'll just come along on the mics.
This
Get a
sounds
talk
great.
away.
Get a contract signed here.
Exactly. But like, is there been any like? Because obviously you do have that sort of relaxed atmosphere, and like you do like genuinely seem like you enjoy, but like like there definitely has been times where people have come in and really tested your patience or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were going to
Let
ask you
loose.
about
It's a
stories.
free
Something
atmosphere.
happened today, and I'm dying to hear about it.
Right,
so
go.
on.
Right, okay. So no names will be said, and I don't even know whether I should say the juice.
Karen.
Okay. Not Karen. Right. So I make the juice for this woman. I shouldn't even said woman. And all is fine. I bring it down, and I'm smiling, and she just seems a bit off already. And she grabs the juice, and she realizes it's really cold. Bear in mind, we blend all our drinks with ice. I mean, 'cause
And ice
warm
is cold.
outside and
Yeah.
you want it. And she says, "Oh, I don't want it with ice." I'm like, "Oh, right, okay." And I go back and I make the juice again without the ice. And she sees it's slightly a different colour. And she's like, "Is this the same juice I ordered?" And I was like, "Yes, it is the same juice you ordered." And I say, "What's in it?" And as she's walking out, she heads towards the door. She places the juice nicely into the bin, full, and walks out.
He says.
Full drink, just because it wasn't the same colour as the one before.
She definitely thought you were trying to poison her.
Honestly, like I was looking, like it was a red drink. It was just a shade off, and that was her.
And that's like 2 drinks wasted then, because you had to like throw the
Oh,
other one out,
yeah.
did you?
But it's like little
That's
things
okay.
like that. It's not that annoying. You're just sort of like you're standing there. It's
I
like,
thought you were going to say like she was walking out the door and she just launched the
She-
thing over the counter at you. Like,
Just throws it at the
You should
window.
have
would've
said
been-
that and said, "Here,
that would've been
we'll go back."
yeah, let's
Rewind.
redo the story. But do you know what it was? It was just the bin was full and it was just sitting perfectly on the top, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Come on!"
Yeah.
And it was a bit on the ground as well.
So
you
she
know.
took it out and she just gave it to the next customer.
yeah.
It was a free one.
I had a great one the other day. This wee guy. This is what I mean by like our customers are everyone. So this wee guy came in. He must have been, they were in their 70s. This couple, and they were lovely, and they were sort of a bit like, well, I get a lot of people coming in asking for like fries and like croissants because
Seriously?
they don't really know what the crack is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
this wee couple came in and they were like, "Oh, I don't know what to have. I'll have an orange juice." People always ask for orange juice, and we don't have oranges. Like that's about the only thing we don't have.
Yeah.
And then he was like, she sort of looked at her partner and she was like, "I'll have a cappuccino." And she looked at him and he just said to me, "I'll just have a small pizza." And I was like, "Oh, we don't actually have a pizza." And I didn't even get any more into it. He was like, "Oh, right, I'll just have a glass of milk then." So we just got a wee glass of milk,
That's
and
so
that was
funny.
him. But yeah, we've got a lot of that. Like people always want like brownies, pizzas, a lot. And we're like, "No,
Yeah.
but would you have gluten-free vegan protein balls?" It really tastes like pizza if you just close your eyes and just think about it.
Have you got like a worse customer story, or would that be as bad as it gets, the one you just told? Or
At this point, I think there's just been so many stories where we've had little incidents that were like, I'm a bit mind-boggled thinking of them all.
yeah,
Well, I wouldn't say there's any like too bad. Like we don't get many very rude customers. Like you just get a lot of different personalities. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And like I like to deal with different people because like there would be people that come in, and because we're a health shop, people know what they want. So there would be a lot of people that come in and they're like, "I want plain celery juice with broccoli and carrot, and that's it." And we're like, "We don't really do that." And then you have to
Yeah.
go get the cold press out, and it's a whole. But like we have to make it our mission to sort of do that for people because there's nowhere else in Belfast they can go and get that sort of
Yeah.
service. So it's more like awkward or difficult, but we're always happier to
Yeah.
help
But then
them.
at the same time, like I do love, there was a guy in the other day who got like pure carrot and celery and broccoli or something, and it was really interesting to hear like why he wanted that, and like that helps us grow more ideas about
Yeah.
stuff as well. So like as Leo said, like we're always open to
Yeah.
doing it. Like
Yeah.
We've had a lot of more like interesting customers than it would be difficult.
Yeah.
Like last year, we've had a guy came in and like he had all sorts of like. He was telling us his story and his health journey because I think he had like cancers and he was going through like he had his juices that he got
Yeah.
regularly to like help him and stuff, and he had his own stuff he made in the house, and like he dealt with like his health issues with like the right he was in the right place for it, and he was doing his right stuff, like his own like healthy remedies and like just going straight to what everyone goes to, like prescribe. Obviously,
Yeah,
yeah, as
yeah,
well,
yeah.
but like you're in the right place for your health problems like that.
no,
You get
it's
hear a lot
good
of
to be
interesting-
able to like some people come in and they're like, oh, like my doctor's really recommended me to have more beetroot in my diet, and like it's so good to be able to like just offer that straight away to them.
Yeah.
Like we have had people come in and they're just like different health problems, and we don't want to ask too much detail. Like we don't really.
Yeah.
We don't want them to have to discuss it with us, but then they'll be directly, I need celery in my diet. Even like my granny was like, she needed celery, and I was able to just load celery and bring it home to her. And it was like, it's really, really good being able just to offer something so easy for us to do for people like that. That maybe it's hard for them to do at home by themselves.
Yeah. You sort of said there about like the lack of like places like that in Belfast.
Yeah.
Is that like for straight yous? Because yous are vegan, aren't you? Or
yeah.
No,
So
honestly, I feel like, I mean, I've been vegan for like about 6 years or so. So now there is so much more places. Like I can't complain. Like it's like a wonderland now for you can get food anywhere.
Yeah.
6
exactly.
years ago, like there was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So for me now, it's brilliant. But we were just in London last week, and it's a different ballgame
Yeah.
over there. Like, do you know what I
And
mean?
we're just hoping it'll happen to Belfast someday, because we were just in our element.
But no, we're definitely getting there. Like it's just
Yeah.
so much more every year. Like it's never a struggle.
No, like there's not a lot of places we would go out to, and it's like there's nothing for us to eat
Yeah.
as well, which is quite good.
Why the shift to like be vegan then? Because that's like what just
For me, I mean, people always ask me this, but it's just like a whole lot of different. Like mine is kind of just every single reason rolled up into one. Like ethical reasons. Like I'm pretty lucky. Like I've never actually liked the taste of meat when I was young and all. So it wasn't like this really difficult thing that I'm so like about. You know what I mean? Like I never sort of liked it, so it was very easy for me to fall into. Like and just like a whole lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And it's just what I like as well.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
foods I like.
Like for me, it was I was vegetarian there for ages. Like I think I'm coming up to 4 years, and when I came up to here, I was still vegetarian. But then it's actually really weird how people rub off me. When I met Leila and could see how Leila's diet was so easy to like follow, like there was so much, like it wasn't that difficult for her to cut out the cheese and all. I was like, wow, and I just started copying her. I'm not gonna lie.
And then
now we live together, and our dinners are class, and it's great. Our cupboards are full.
Did you notice like much of a difference in terms of like your actual like health, like in terms of I don't know, like people always say like it improves like skin and all that there, like did you notice a big difference in that, like cutting out, like obviously meat's quite fatty, whereas is it corn you would have or what?
No, not really. I wouldn't really eat a lot of. I'm actually intolerant to soy as well, so that's really bad because everything has soy in it. But I didn't really eat a lot of substitutes, to be honest. Like
like I would go through phases of the substitutes, but at the same time they are good and they're good, but you don't need it.
People
There's
think you
so
need
much
that, and
more
there's
you can eat.
You figure out, you learn so much more, and you actually end up eating so many more foods because you have to find your alternatives and you have to learn how to cook different things. So people think it's restrictive, but it's really like the opposite, because you have to learn how to cook so many different new dishes. So
definitely
you end up learning so much from it and like tasting so many new flavors that if you were just like sticking to your old diet, like you would have never really known about. But for me, I had like, whenever I was like younger and stuff, like I would have had majority, like I now only with a bit of meat, so it wasn't like a big change in health or anything. But like no, I mean we're thriving, aren't we?
Would you have any advice for anyone who is like trying to eat a bit healthier or sort of try like healthier foods?
Oh, plenty. Like I think people are focused on a lot of the wrong things. Like we have customers. I have gave up on the debate when customers ask us how many calories are in our juice or in our bowls, because people just have their priorities in the wrong place. It's like you're eating whole foods, they're not processed, it's just pure fruit and vegetables, but people will quicker reach for a diet bar because it has less calories and less fat, but you're losing so much nutrition because you just went for the diet bar that's like 200 calories less, but there's no like nutrients in there.
Exactly. No, I completely agree that our calorie thing was we had so many people asking, and like at the same time, if people really want to know, like we can sit and we can figure it out for them, but at the same time it's like it's all so natural. My advice for people would be like, if you're out shopping, this is what I've always done. I've never looked at the nutritional label. I've never looked at like how many fats and how many calories. You look at the ingredients and see, as long as you can pronounce every ingredient on the back of your packet of what you're buying, you're all good to go. that's actually quite funny. For Leila's birthday, I went into a shop I wanted to make her like a wee vegan hamper, and I was sitting looking at labels for so long because I was like, if there's too many ingredients in this, she'll not eat it. She doesn't want it.
No way.
But no, but like it definitely made me realize like the amount of things that you eat these days are just full of like
Fake
the
sweeteners.
stabilizers and sweeteners and
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
ever like accidentally slip up? Because one thing I like, obviously I'm not vegan, but like it seems everything like sort of falls under that category. Like for example, like a wool sweater or something like that. There, like do you ever just accidentally?
No,
slip up
well,
like
to be honest, I'm not going to put that label on myself where it would be totally like
yeah,
that.
neither would I.
Because we're
Yeah.
not like
I think that's slightly extreme.
We're-
Extreme, not extreme.
we're
Like
not
I
extreme
think we're more
vegans.
foodies.
Yeah, we're just like,
anything.
we would say plant-based sorta. We're not like,
Yeah.
we're not the kind of like vegans who are like, oh, you shouldn't be eating it. Like we kind of just let everyone do. And, like
Yeah.
if people want to know what we eat and how we live, like we'll
Yeah.
tell them, but we're not pushy.
Like when we were in London, there was a big protest outside one of the shops about using the fur, and like we were sort of walking past, going, I'm a bit embarrassed to be part of the vegans here.
No, I just kind of be like, yeah, go on ahead.
You know, you
Go
wear what
use.
you want.
You go, girls, but we're just gonna go shopping here.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing. Like whenever we first had that like sort of meeting with you beforehand, I think with Sam or something that came out and told us how many calories were in like an acai bowl, and I was like, wow. Like I think it's quite a lot. Like what
Honestly,
stereotypically it's seen as being quite a lot. Like what is it?
It just depends on the.
But it was very filling.
Because to me,
Yeah.
I'll never like. If any customer asks me personally how many calories, like I will give them my whole debate and my whole presentation before I would tell them anything.
Get the
Because,
laptop
like,
out and all.
To me, I just don't think you can ever calculate how many calories unless you're in the lab and you're burning the things yourself.
Yeah.
There's too many like variables there. Like
Yeah.
I think that's so interesting what you said that, because I just feel like when you come in like a place, I guess you sort of expect to see like all the calories beside the stuff on the menu and all that.
I'm so against that.
When you
totally.
explain it though, like it makes so much sense.
Mhm.
Like, but I just think like now everyone like is so health conscious and about counting the calories and all. Like,
Yeah.
And they're not.
It's
They're
mad,
not
like.
even health conscious. It's like calorie conscious.
yeah,
They're just their heads are in the wrong place. Like when things are lower in calories like that, like dairy products, it's because they're putting in all these sweeteners and all these thickeners to take away from the kid. They're putting chemicals in to take like the
Yeah,
nutrients away.
like artificial stuff.
To put a label on it that's 100 calories lower.
Yeah.
But like it's just not good for your body. Like those things you'll see in their skin and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just not. It just doesn't make up for it.
So like what things would you recommend? So say for someone trying to like, I don't know, like lose weight or like sort of, because a lot of people are looking for this like glowy skin or something now. Like what would you recommend to stay away from? Like if you're looking at the back of the packet, would you be like, hell no?
So, yeah, well, I know you all say you're big fans of dairy and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
but dairy is the one for skin. Like I would say, stay away from like your skin. Dairy's terrible. for your
Yeah,
skin.
but there is a fact that it was said like humans actually aren't meant to be like consuming dairy.
yeah.
Like, and I don't want to bring out the whole. Oh,
I think
we're
I've heard
vegan,
it.
we're not
No,
meant to.
no.
I think
But
I've
like,
heard this
I
before.
don't want to say the wrong thing as well, but like there is statistics that maybe our bodies aren't, and it comes in to show that when it like if you're maybe eating loads of dairy and you notice that like your skin's breaking out, or you know, so you get an upset stomach and then you stop it, and then what happens
But
to your
also,
body?
not even what you should stay away from. For me, it's more like what you should put into your body to help that as well as what you're eating. Because like
Yeah.
moderation is the thing. If you don't want to stop eating dairy, that's okay. But try eating more dark, like leafy greens and like matcha. We do matcha. Matcha's unreal for your skin. Like people don't like it, but I love matcha. Like I'll make matcha like an Americano. Like I would just drink it like a tea. It's like a Japanese green tea powder, and
Right.
it is.
See
quite
your
I have
face
no
looking at
idea.
us and he's like,
No,
what are
but-
you talking about?
I know. I'm.
It's
I'm
like,
trying. Is
I've
it
seen that on the
like
menu.
grainy stuff? I feel like I'm trying to imagine what
No,
it looks like.
honestly, it's crazy. Like I don't expect people to be like all over it, but we put up a TikTok of it, and everyone was in
Oh.
asking for matcha the next day.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's great. Like that's so good for your skin. Ginger,
Yeah.
greens.
I
Like,
agree
think
as
it's more what
well.
you can
It's
put
not
into your
avoiding,
diet.
it's more adding.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good thing to like. I feel like that's a good conversation to have, because a lot of people listening to this will probably be. I think it's like a Northern Ireland thing. A lot of people will probably look at like the Juice Jar and be like, what an utter pile of bollocks, like, because a lot of people look at it and be like, they're just doing it to like make money, they're just doing it to be different, whereas like from actually talking to you know the stuff, like, and from like watching like the stuff you put out, like you do know what you aren't just here to be like, oh, we do coffees and we do these acai bowls, and it's like, right, they're just like kind of, I want to say like hipstery, sort of different, like it's actual, there's a point behind it, if you know what I mean. And that's one thing that whenever we were meeting Sam at the start, as soon as we mentioned it, he went straight into it, and I was like, okay, he knows. And then you know your stuff, and you know your stuff. It's like, I think that's why people were coming in.
He was even saying about the price and stuff. He's like, yeah, it is that bit more expensive or whatever, but he's like, but like, I know where we're getting the vegetables and the fruit and all, and he's like, everything's made fresh, like you were saying earlier.
Anything like that. I think that's another thing that really sets us apart from everywhere, like, or everywhere that I know of in Belfast. Like, we don't skimp on ingredients. Like, I've went into juice bars like all over the world, and they put in 3 strawberries. I've actually seen a place in America put 3 blueberries and like 4 leaves of spinach into my juice. And I was like, this is like $10 for what? But that's like crazy, we've never skimped. Like, we just put on, if we think that the juice needs like 2 more scoops of strawberry, we go in there, and like that's why. Like,
I think that like all of us as well have like the vision of like, make the drink as if you were gonna drink it. Like, you're not gonna just be skimpy on it.
But to anyone who thinks that about us, and like, they're just getting the wrong impression. Like, I would just say to everyone, come on in, see it for yourself and see what you think. Don't just stay away and assume, oh, they're the kids, they're charging $6.90. Just come on in and see what it's like.
Because people are scared to step, because like effectively this, for a lot of people, this is not, it's not just a coffee shop. So like a lot of people coming in here will be like stepping out of their like comfort zone, that they'll be coming in here and seeing a menu and being like, I don't know if I want an Acai bowl. You know what I mean?
Because when me and him went to meet you, Amy and Sam, it was like, you brought us out. We were like, you were like, oh, what do you want? And we were like, I don't know. And then you just brought it out and we tried it. But like, I think if I went in my own, I would ask for the same thing.
No,
like,
we
what
put
to
it
get,
on to
like.
everyone though. It's the first thing recommended, because we know that that's what people are wanting when they come in. And then everyone orders the first drink on the menu, the Red Charger, because it's number 1 on the menu. And there's just too much to order. They're like, a Red Charger.
See, my sort of like appetite, or like, I would be quite bland. So like, that's one thing everybody always says. It's just like, no, you won't try that. Like, if I go to a restaurant, it'll be like a pizza. Or like,
we've got a name for people like you in here.
Oh no,
we've got a name.
Where's this
are
going?
chicken dippers.
Chicken dippers.
Because if you go to a restaurant, you'd order a wee chicken dipper. So our
chicken
goujons, So we have like chicken goujon, chicken dipper.
I'll just behind the camera here, being like, yeah, that's it.
We came in here and the girls asked us, did we want like a coffee or anything like that? And Adam turns around. Adam's behind the camera, by the way. Right.
Adam's the producer for today.
I'll have a tea.
I knew it was you. But also our chicken dipper drink of choice, I'll call out whoever it was that got it, is a caramel iced latte.
Oh yeah.
That's you.
That's what I got.
You basic.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
Mine was nice.
Well, there are yous go. Yous are too
If
big.
you
I can't believe
Shane didn't start drinking coffee until, was it like 6 months ago?
You used to never drink coffee.
It was like bang, it just hit me one day. You were like,
I had this thing
coffee.
in my head. I always thought once I start drinking coffee, I'm fucked. Like, you know, you just become like reliant on it.
Yeah.
Which
I actually started, and I am fucked now.
Well, all
I
of
get
us in
bad.
here, we drink coffee
I'm
all
like
day.
no other. Like, I drink coffee up until about 9 o'clock. I drink about 10 coffees.
See,
a day.
I went from coffee was just one of them things. I feel like everybody, like the stereotypical thing is to start with like something like milky, and then you start to like just. Whereas now I'd be like black coffee.
I'm black as well.
No, I started off black.
Did
at
you?
12 years old.
Seriously?
It shaped who I am today.
All their energy.
Crippling ADHD. It was because of the black coffees at 12.
Do you ever get like any of those, like, you know, the sort of the stereotypical white girl comes in and gets her like
Or ice caramel
Like
latte
us.
and cider.
like us? Do you ever get any like guys who come in and they're all sort of like, you know, just
Yeah.
embarrassed by it?
You know
own
what's
it,
the
like.
best thing ever, and it happens every day, and we just like look at each other. It's the girlfriend always orders for the boyfriend, and she'll be like, and we'll be like, what size would you like? And she's like, what size? He's like,
Yeah.
Whispering. Like.
we're like,
We used to take the piss out of him because like when he started drinking coffee, he would have went into Starbucks and like getting frappuccinos and all. That's what he started off with.
You were
And
very
then-
experimental.
And then
I
he's
also-
made his way down to lattes
I
now.
also was the bear witness to you making, was it a barista bar, and then you found the caramel, like the wee pumpy
Holy
things.
fuck.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
You may as well pour
I
the
looked
bottle
round and
in
here
it.
was
like-
say, and I was just sitting going, I just looked at him, I was like, is he, and here's Shay, like, I was like, do you want like just to pour it in?
It's like diluting juice.
Oh no.
We were like, we were so resistant to start to get syrups. Like, we were
Yeah.
like, no. 'Cause none of
Yeah.
us really were syrup people. And then we were just constantly getting it.
Constantly,
Every question. So we did get them all in and they're just
Yeah,
flying out
it's,
now.
it's a
Yeah.
curse though working in like a specialty coffee shop or a shop that sells specialty coffee, because it has
Yeah.
actually made all of us coffee snobs, and it is a real curse because
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere now and get a coffee. Like, I have to go to some wee like pretentious hipster coffee shop
Yeah.
because our palates are ruined by good coffee. So I cannot just drink like an instant coffee and be happy with it.
I got really into it where my dad, that day you
Oh
were
my
over with
God.
me, my dad's takes a piss because my dad's one of them people where he's like instant or like a cafetiere. It's just quite,
Oh,
like
yeah.
some people
Yes,
find that
yes.
quite fancy, and then I went through a really, whenever I worked in Ballymena, I worked in like a shopping centre, and down from it was like Middletown, which is quite like well known around Ballymena for being like this sort of hipster like coffee shop, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
But
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, I
Middletown,
loved
aye.
it, like, and I still do, like going out quite a lot. But I seen these like Chemexes,
Oh,
saying I got a Chemex,
Oh, yeah.
and oh my word, I felt so elite for like 2 weeks, and then it does become a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah.
No.
I
You
remember
definitely notice the difference though when you get
It's
a good cup
sweeter.
of
Oh,
coffee.
yeah.
Like.
it's
Yeah.
sweeter, and I don't know why, but like I was trying the cafetiere and they're trying instant, and then literally the first time I ever tried, like I googled it and like went through, done all the research into how to do it like properly, and then done my first like Chemex with the wee paper and all. It was like
Yeah.
flipping class.
Bougie.
I am class. And I like literally took a sip off and was like, that's definitely sweeter. And then mum was just like, you're just saying that just because you're looking for like a reason, but it definitely was.
Yeah, yeah.
I was definitely getting like year 12 chemistry vibes or
Oh,
something
yeah,
with it,
totally.
like just
So the bakers
deep,
and all.
yeah, with a baker. Like.
But that's another one. We have got people, like as you're saying, people are overwhelmed. They don't know all the coffees in the menu. They don't know what to order. Like, we've actually had people come in before, and they're like, can I have a coffee? And you're like, what, like latte? Just a coffee. And you're like, what do you want? Like, do you want milk? Just a like Nescafe Gold?
Yeah.
Like,
They don't
this
really
one
know
guy,
what to
it's the
say.
builders and all. It's the builders.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
want
It's actually
Nescafe
fab
Gold.
though. We get loads of builders. Like, we had brew works going along Botanic, and all the builders come in and they're just spoilt for choice and they're loving life because they don't need to go to like some wee corner shop to get some deli food. Like, they're
Yeah.
and it's really good. They're saying like they could be coming in every day and they're getting wee overnight oats pots, and they're just like, they're feeling healthy.
Yeah.
Let them feel healthy.
Simple life when
Oh,
you
no.
could go in the garage and get a coffee. I miss it.
Yeah.
Nah, we're totally pretentious.
Would you not? Could you not drink a coffee like that now, or would you
No,
just not? Huh?
no.
I avoid it, but like I definitely could, but I think my standard of coffee has really
Would you be
changed.
proper disgusting drinking it? Like, would you just be
yeah.
like, I can't drink this?
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm not really happy. More if I just really need caffeine, I'll drink it. But
Actually, I drink. I'll admit, I do drink instant coffee at night time in the house because you can't just keep drinking expensive coffee all day. You would
Yeah.
have no money left.
Yeah,
So I'll do my
exactly.
nice coffees in work. I'll have a nice one in the morning and like a French press in the morning, and then at night I have to go to my instant coffee because you just cost you a fortune.
What is like a good coffee to get for the house? Though? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't tell you because I just get the cheap. I can't afford. I drink my nice coffee and work.
yeah.
It's all about how you make it, isn't it?
But like you could go like, so our coffee is supplied by Bailey's and Root and Brunch. So like you can buy their coffee beans from their roasters here. Like
Yeah.
Belfast has a lot of great coffee
really,
roasters.
really good
Yeah.
roasters. And like so many different like flavors and stuff as well. Because like we would change up our flavors as well. And like it's really interesting to see like customers who are regulars come in and they're like, oh, that's a wee bit different, but I like it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely the roasters in Belfast are so
Yeah.
good.
What's your opinions on like the likes of Starbucks and all? Though?
Oh,
Go
We were
on.
in the airport.
pure battery acid.
And we had
Yeah.
to get a Starbucks in the airport, and we were both sitting looking at each other
We
going,
didn't even
"Oh."
drink the whole. I
No,
think
I
that's the
threw
first
mine
time I
out.
haven't drunk a whole coffee in years.
I think
Yeah.
that sounds really stuck up and all, but I just don't like the taste
It's
of
not
it.
even stuck up though because
No.
like you don't want to be giving your money to companies like that anyway.
It's some money, like.
Like, and it's the same. People will go into like a coffee shop, like a independent business in Belfast, like Juice Jar or like like good coffee shops, and they'll complain about the prices. But if you go to Costa or Starbucks, you're going to be paying almost the same price for a coffee that's just been thrown at you for like a big chain company.
Yeah.
It's just going to the big man. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what
it's
Sam
just
actually
not-
said about the prices when he was talking to us. He was saying about the coffee, and he was saying about like the coffee he was getting on, and he was like them big brands are banning it in like massive loads of it, like whereas
Yeah.
you are like getting it off local suppliers and
Yeah,
stuff, and like
exactly.
you know where you are getting it.
Do you know what I hate? And this sounds really weird. Is a hot coffee. Do you know when you go in somewhere and it's really hot? Like I mean, piping hot. Now that to me indicates that they haven't really spent a lot of time. Like they don't
Yeah.
care. Like because I was in a coffee shop there the other day. I'll not name names, but I was in a coffee shop the other day, and when I put my lips to it, I swore I was drinking like the freaking Sahara Desert. It was so like piping hot.
Yeah, no, I can.
See,
While
I
Well,
wish
she can.
I wish that I could agree with you. This is where all my coffee expertise goes out the window because nothing is ever hot enough for me. Like no drink is ever hot enough.
That's
like
strange.
I
That's
have to
really-
like I'll make a boiling hot coffee. Like this is totally like look at me buying and drinking nice coffee.
Yeah.
Put boiling water in it and then put it in the microwave.
See, I think I have
What?
I have a wild
After
I
by
hear- yeah.
what?
A
I hear the
microwave.
kettle boil. Yeah.
After boiling it
I
and
hear
putting
the
the water
kettle
in, you put
boil
it in the
and
microwave.
Yeah.
But I think my tongue's burnt or
She,
something.
yeah,
that's
literally,
mad.
she boils the kettle, she make her coffee, she's 2 sips. Like
Serial
2
killer
sips is
vibes
like,
here.
no, it's not hot enough. She
Definitely.
puts it in the microwave, and I'm like, what are you
Well,
doing?
because I will drink it. I can only get iced coffee if I'm in a coffee shop. Because if I get a hot coffee, it's not hot enough. I'll drink it all in 5 seconds, and then I feel totally sick because I've just drunk a whole coffee in 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
See, whenever I was younger, I was at a youth club thing and I got tea and it was really warm. And whenever I put it up to my lips, I think this is where my like phobia. I think I have like a phobia.
Yeah, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Fresh childhood
So like I
memories, this is
sipped
what
it and
is.
went holy moly, and it came down here, literally P6, walking around like I had a goatee, like it was a burn, like a proper, and it
Oh, no way.
scabbed over and shit, yeah,
Oh my God.
like down here. And I was walking around genuinely like I had a goatee, and I think that's just put the fear of God in me ever since.
Do you know what
I
this
don't want a goatee again.
How do you even recall this?
I
stuff?
can recall it. I was
He
like
comes out
P6,
with- he
I
comes
couldn't-
out with such a
dramatic.
It was traumatic
Such
experiences.
random stories. He'd be like, this
She's
happened to
looking
me
at me,
like
she
20 years
understands.
ago.
No,
I get
I
it.
understand because this is totally off
See?
topic. I don't know how much
See?
time you have, but I was watching this YouTube video a few months ago about this woman in McDonald's, like in the 80s or 70s, and she spilt a burning hot coffee on her lap. And got like 3rd degree or like flipping 17th degree burns at this straight all over her legs. Like she literally almost died from a McDonald's coffee. And it put all these laws in place that you had to have your coffee held at a certain temperature because they had just burnt the coffee.
My
It was like
imagination.
180 degrees or
What?
something. Like, and that I think
This
I'm
one was
actually
like
right.
180 degrees.
It was 100.
Yeah.
It was 180 degrees, but that was just right.
How many times did they put it in the microwave?
I know. Where are they getting their microwaves from? I'm gonna need one.
A flamethrower.
But like crazy.
That's mad.
I feel like the best place is we've talked about everything. We're going to ask. So you have obviously opened Botanic up, which looks class. If anybody hasn't already visited the Botanic Just Jar, go do it. Also visit here as well because
Yeah,
I have
Botanic.
never been here.
No, go to
and it's really
Botanic.
nice.
Botanic's better, aren't there?
So I feel like there's a little rivalry going on here. So yeah, but like, what's next? Or is that classified?
I definitely just think more and more.
Yeah,
Feeling
so
about it more
I
and
think
more.
that we're thinking, first of all, like we're hoping everything takes a bit longer than you'd hope so because of like implications with COVID or getting buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think we're hoping to go to Dublin next possibly, and then maybe some of the rest of the UK, and then
The
a
rest of the UK.
worldwide.
Oh wow.
And
Going
then
global.
we're hoping who's just went to Mars. What's
Jeff.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. We've done a deal with Bezos, and we're going to Mars.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of 2024. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's us.
In a rocket powered by
Yeah.
acai bowls.
We're
Oh,
going to have
exactly.
the first acai bowl on Mars. Yeah.
Completely naturally.
And where do you personally yourselves, like, do you see yourself staying on? Like, because you do seem to have a real, I think even if you both, like, if you did leave, you still would have the sort of passion for it.
No,
Like,
I totally love, like, I've spent my life away. I'm so happy to stay here. Like, there's nothing that I would rather be doing. Like, I left uni and, like, left it for Juice Jar, but I'm just like, this is the path that I'm for. Like, and for as long as it suits me, but like, it's just all my values are like right
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to
Yeah.
go for now.
That's
and, like,
class. Like. You seem so like 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm so like, it's just there's nothing else like it. Like,
Yeah.
this is what I like. I went to Australia, found out this is what I loved, came home, there was nowhere like it, and saw a job opening for something that didn't exist,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
open. It's like, what more can you ask
It is
for?
really
Like,
good
it's
to
great.
see, because I think that's what a lot of people like sort of do, is they get into these jobs that they really just hate because
Mhm.
that's what they think they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people as well, like I was watching, there was a TikTok, I feel like you learn everything from TikTok now.
No,
This
I
is like
know,
our
it's-
main.
it's
This
slightly
guy
sad, but
was
yeah.
basically saying how he was like hedge funding or something in London, and now he works in is it Ikea or Lidl or something like that.
Acai.
Like yeah, Acai. But he was just like I get to go home at 4 like and see my kids. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
earning a hell of a lot less money. He was like, but like my life is so much better.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a
Just
lot of
have to be
people
happy, yeah.
everybody comes out of uni and they're like, holy
Yeah.
shit, I need to I
Yeah.
need to be here by 30, and like I've fallen victim to that as well, but like I suppose it's just it's quite refreshing to see people who are just genuinely happy in what
Yeah.
they're doing.
And I think
Yeah.
you'll see it in your service as well.
Yeah.
Like I
Definitely.
think because our staff are so happy that like
Yeah.
it creates the atmosphere, just like maybe that certain IKEA is,
Yeah.
and maybe how the hedge
Yeah.
fund wasn't,
Yeah.
because
Definitely.
he's happy in his work.
We're
and
all
it
just a big
shows.
group of friends as
Yeah.
well. Like we all go out.
We've all
and-
moved in together.
Literally, no. But the one thing Juice Jar's made me realize is like it's so important to be in something you love to do. Like I have realized that finance is not for me, and I want to be around in a job that's around with people and healthy and just customers. And like I wanted to go traveling during my summer, and then COVID like stopped that happening. But like now I know that like we want to go worldwide and we want to go all these places. Like it's gonna offer me opportunities as well to do that.
Yeah.
Which is something that
Even
like
the fact that you're
motivates
standing
me.
outside the door at 7:30 ready to record like a podcast with us, as
Yeah.
opposed to like
Worked
just like
all day, like.
absolutely not. I'm going home at 5:30, putting my feet up, and you'll never hear from me again until 9 in the morning. Like usually,
And this is my day off.
is it?
Never,
Wow.
never day off for Leila O'Neill. Here we
No,
are.
no.
Yeah.
She's always
Straight at
on
the
it.
door. Straight at the door. Well, I actually did. I started working 5 days a few weeks ago
Oh, yeah.
instead of 6. So that's a big step for
Yeah.
me. I feel like I'm on my holidays 2 days a week. It's
That's
class.
crazy.
But I love it. It's
Saying
all
that though, we took a train up to where'd we go?
Whitehead.
Whitehead, and we took our juices with us, and we got photos of the juices
Oh yeah,
up there.
always
Like
working.
days off, but we're still taking photos.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, well, is there anything else you want to add, or he's happy enough?
Oh, we can
Yeah.
just go on all
Oh
night.
yeah, I think you
I
need
feel
to
like
stop
I
us.
feel like you should record a podcast about like all the like that food and stuff.
Yeah.
I should even make like TikToks on, like
Yeah.
just
Well,
short
this is
TikToks.
what I need
Here's
to be
what you
doing.
don't
This
know
is-
about like what you're consuming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Actually-
would find that interesting.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling totally inspired now because I've been had a bit of a writer's block for a content creator of the Juice Jar, so it's just given me plenty of ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody get on Juice Jar, Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok. We're on everything. Instagram and TikTok will be 2 main ones.
Yeah.
But more
Um,
importantly, call in.
More exactly.
Jar.
Come
Yeah,
chat
to
to us.
Juice Jar.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
make a TikTok about
If
the
you're,
juice jar.
if you're making a TikTok, don't get the angles like this.
Tell
Put a few
us.
lights out. Ask us questions.
Oh, is there
yeah,
people
they
that
love
pure
us
come in
tonight.
like
Oh
low key?
yeah, down here.
Yeah.
Get your cameras up. We're always here to put on a performance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See
Ring lights
this
on.
bar is our stage.
Yeah.
All of
Oh,
the
yeah.
employees of Juice Jar, we're all performers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're always more than happy. Give a wee smile.
Happy days.
Well, thanks for giving us the time to do this. And I don't
Yeah.
think we mentioned, like, thanks for letting us record in the
Yeah.
actual shop.
It's
Oh.
weird
In
to
City Hall.
record. It's weird to record somewhere where like we record in like our studio.
Uh-huh.
My
Is that a
f-
bit scared out your mummy's
It's a
back?
kitchen. It's a kitchen, like, but people always say that. It's
Yeah.
like, remember the guy who commented? It was one of our TikToks. He posted a TikTok with like a clip of a podcast, and it was like over like the second lockdown. And
Yeah.
I was like, I see yous are wearing masks in your studio, and we were just like, that's so nice that he calls it a studio, because literally Thomas's
it's like
kitchen.
my kitchen.
And yeah, sometimes you see, if you look in the background, a wee fairy liquid bottle, which we forget to like move. But yeah, it's actually nice to record somewhere like open, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
no, thank you so much
Well,
for having us.
come on back if you want to talk again. We've
Yeah.
always plenty to say,
Definitely.
as you can tell.
well, if there is anything big coming up, let us know.
When the next shop opens, sure.
When you
We'll
post
do an
your next
exclusive.
controversial TikTok, you can come back.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have another wee discussion about that.
Sounds good.
But no, thank you very much for coming on, and all the best for your futures and Juice Jar, obviously. And yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Good
Thank you,
talking to
guys.